I called 911 on my own boyfriend and didn't even know it. My boyfriend Mike kissed me goodbye at 6 a.m., threw his camping bag in his truck, and told me he'd miss me all weekend. I watched him drive away, then laced up my running shoes and headed out the door. It was the same route I'd been running for months now, and every time I finished without looking over my shoulder felt like a miracle. I'd been working up to this with my therapist, running alone, being outside without someone watching my back. It sounds dramatic, but when you get stolen by your biological parents at 5 years old and spend 2 days thinking you'll never see home again, you don't really get over it. You just learn to live around it. And Mike understood that. He never pushed, never made me feel weak, just walked beside me until I was ready to walk alone. I was about 2 blocks from the house, feeling good, when the black SUV pulled up beside me. At first, I thought it was just slowing down to turn, but then it stopped completely, right next to me. And before I could even react, the doors flew open and 3 guys in ski masks jumped out. Everything happened so fast. One grabbed me from behind, arms locking around my waist. I tried to scream, but another one clamped his hand over my mouth. The third one had rope and was wrapping it around my wrists while I kicked and thrashed. "Don't fight it," one of them said, and his voice was almost laughing, like this was funny to him. Within seconds, they shoved me into the back seat and threw a hood over my head. The door slammed, the engine revved, and we were moving. This was it. This was exactly what I'd been afraid of my entire life. The reason I couldn't go anywhere alone for 20 years, and it was happening again. I stayed completely still, trying not to hyperventilate under the hood. My mind was racing. Think. That's when one of them turned up the music, like they were celebrating. Should we have gone easier on her? One of them said, "Doesn't matter. He paid good money for this." My stomach dropped. He paid for this. Someone paid to have me taken. I forced myself to stop spiraling. It didn't matter right now. I needed help now. My phone was in my running belt, but I couldn't see anything through the hood. Even if I got it out, I couldn't unlock it or dial without looking. But then I felt it, the slight weight on my wrist, my Apple Watch. My sister had set up the emergency SOS feature months ago after I told her I was finally ready to run alone. 5 clicks of the side button and it would call 911 and send my location to her automatically. I waited until they turned up the music even louder, then started pressing. Click, 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 click. I felt the vibration. The countdown was starting. In 3 seconds it would call. I held my breath and pressed my wrist against my stomach to muffle any sound. The faint siren noise from my watch was drowned out by their music. I felt it connect. Please let someone come. Please. The SUV kept driving. Every turn felt like we were getting further from safety. "We're like 5 minutes out," the driver said. The car slowed down. We turned off what felt like the main road onto something quieter. My whole body tensed. I expected to hear warehouse sounds, industrial areas, somewhere remote where no one could hear me scream. But instead, when the car finally stopped and the engine cut off, I heard music, soft music playing somewhere nearby. Then someone ripped the hood off my head. When I adjusted to the light, nothing made sense. We were at Mike's parents' house. The backyard I knew so well. There were fairy lights strung up everywhere, rose petals scattered on the grass, and candles making a pathway to where Mike was standing in a full suit. "Surprise!" one of the guys said, pulling off his ski mask. It was Jake, Mike's best friend from college. I couldn't move. My wrists were still tied. My heart was still pounding. My breathing was coming in short, sharp gasps. I was still terrified. They untied me and helped me out of the SUV, but my legs buckled. I had to grab onto the car door to stay upright. Mike walked toward me, smiling, and dropped to one knee. I know this was intense, but I wanted to make this unforgettable. He started to say something else, and that's when the police cars came screaming up the driveway. Officers jumped out with their hands on their weapons, yelling at the masked guys to get on the ground. Mike's face went from romantic to horrified. "Wait!" he screamed, waving his arms. "It's okay. This is a proposal. These are my friends. This is my girlfriend." One of them looked at me. "You okay, ma'am?" I tried to answer, but my chest was too tight. I was hyperventilating, tears running down my face. I couldn't make words come out. Then my sister's car screeched up the driveway. She jumped out and ran to me, wrapping her arms around me as I collapsed against her. When the police finished taking statements, they shook their heads and drove away. Mike walked over, still holding the ring box. "I know about what happened when you were 5. I wanted to turn your worst fear into your best memory. So you're the woman who got the perfect proposal story."